Fall in love with Longies all over again with great food, a vast selection of wines, and good company. You are sure to experience true Italian cuisine in paradise.
Hey folks, it's Kiora Balul with Maui Now. You know, real estate is an important part of living on Maui, and we wanted to talk to an expert here. This is Dave Futch, realtor, and Dave, you have been on Maui since 1988, right?
That's right.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of ups and downs, so can you tell us a little bit about what things are looking like now?
Sure, be glad to, and thanks for asking. First of all, we know that Maui is a unique spot in the world. It does reflect things that happen on the mainland, but usually there's about a 2-year lag. And we're experiencing the growth period that is experienced nationwide. And we're fortunate because we had a recovery that was a slower recovery. And so the slower recovery should expand our period of wealth and growth.
And what are the latest numbers looking like as far as sales go?
They're showing that residential sales rose this month to 105 homes sold, while condominium sales, they matched, interestingly, at the same 105 units.
That exact same number.
Hard to believe, right?
Yeah.
Just coincidence. But then we look at the median sales price, and the median sales price is something where half of the sales are above that price and half of the sales are below. Well, the residential median price rose to $585,000. The median for the condo is now actually declined a little bit, just slightly, to $392,900. If we look at year-to-date pricing for residential, for example, we show that there's a unit sales increase of 15%. That's a really nice increase. That's showing a lot of activity in the market. Whereas condos for the year-to-date, they increased 1%. Year over year, the sales units, and then the median price actually dropped a little bit by 3%. But some more interesting information is about, you know, the REOs, these real estate owns, the bank-owned properties, foreclosure type properties, and short sales. Well, we had a huge run of those for a while, and we've sold through the majority. And so now, if you look at last year, in the residential section, they were a total of about 11% of the total sales were REOs or short sales. But maybe an interesting statistic is the cash portion. Over 36% of the sales from last year were all cash.
Well, as far as people, whether they're looking at these numbers and they're interested in buying or they're interested in selling, what do you think they need to know? What should they expect when it comes to working with a realtor? For
sellers, let's start with sellers. I like to pride myself in being a listing agent. So my goal is to help sellers primarily, and through that effort, you know, I do come in contact and work a lot with buyers as well. But so to start out with the sellers, I think the best thing to do is really sharpen your pencil and talk to your CPA and try to understand what kind of benefits maybe are hidden in your sale, like tax benefits, etc., like that. Sometimes people don't look at that and don't factor that in when they're negotiating, and I think it's an important part. It could make a big difference in whether you should accept or how to counter an offer that comes to you on your property that's listed. They have to compete with other properties, and so there's both the pricing and the condition. So there's these two axes, and you look at them, and if you have a high price, maybe higher than what it's going to appraise for, you could be out of the market. If you have condition issues and you haven't addressed them prior to sale, you could also be out of the market, and you could be lingering, you know, on the market for way longer than our average days on market. And so you want to pay attention to those two items. Really important for sellers to do that. And of course, the bottom line is to be priced right.
Absolutely. And any advice for buyers?
Yeah, for buyers, I would say just remember that low interest rates are still prevailing, and they're expected to rise through the end of 15. So as that continues, as our economy strengthens, they're going to have more bullish figures to be able to justify raising their rates. As the rates raise, as they become higher, you're going to have less borrowing and therefore buying power. So you'd really be, you know, well served to take advantage of these low interest rates. There's a lot of competition out there for each property that's available. There's a bunch of eagles hovering over the market. So be prepared, you know, have yourself pre-qualified. And if you need information about a great lender, talk to your best agent and make sure that you know exactly what you qualify for. So be prepared and shop in the right market.
Yes. Yeah, know your reality.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay, well, Dave, you have the knowledge, you obviously have the experience. Talk to me a little about the passion that you have for what you do and why you love it.
Thanks. The passion is the best thing. I think for me to be excited about what I do, a reason why I wake up every morning is primarily to help someone. That's my greatest gift in giving back, is to help someone achieve what is probably their biggest, most important and expensive investment of their lives. I think real estate is part knowing the inventory and part counseling. There's a lot of that happens, and there's you discover a lot about people when money's on the table, big money, and especially when things don't all go smoothly, and every escrow has its twists and turns in the road, and it's not what happens, it's how you handle it. And if you can help smooth the road out and make the experience not just acceptable but enjoyable, that's really my goal. And I think if you check with my testimonials, I've been pretty good at handling that.
Wonderful. Well, Dave, thank you so much for your time today. That is the latest picture on real estate here on Maui, and thank you for watching. I'm Kiora Balul with Maui Now.
Thank you.